Every day is a feeding day. March, stop singing. Vitalis. I can't say enough good things about it. It's what we feed to all the fish in the store all the time, every day, all day. They all love it. Anyways, okay, let's get going. Boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. March here for Eggbox TV. If you're new, what is this? What am I watching? I've never seen this before. This is a crazy looking store here in Toronto. That's what Canada looks like. This is us, saltwater aquariums. That's what we do. Okay, we do a lot of cleaning in the store. So I think today's video, what I want to talk about is how much, what is involved with the maintenance of running and owning a store like this. If you've never met me, net is not a word. Net is what we used to catch fish. Met me, my name's March. It's short for Marcello, but everyone calls me March. A couple people call me Mark, so a couple people call me Marsh. I've never heard anyone named Marsh. It's like a boggy swamp, whatever you call me, it doesn't matter. Just come here and give me your money. I'm just kidding, not really. But this is a Reef Casa prototype for a new scraper. And we need scrapers. Actually, if you're in the hobby, you're gonna need a scraper. And that's kind of why I'm developing one. And also it's one thing that connects all of us hobbyists. It's kind of like death, you know? We're all going to the same place. We're all going 6 feet under, no matter what. No matter who you are, how rich you are, how poor you are, how smart you are, how dumb you are. Speaking about dumb, I'm just kidding. Carson's very intelligent. We all, sometimes he's a little bit special, but we all have to clean our glass. It's whether you're in freshwater, saltwater, algae is going to collect, and we clean the glass. Speaking about glass, new Reef Casa aquarium. This is our 15-gallon. Moving, selling very quickly. We're going to be out of them very, very fast. I wasn't expecting that. The same footprint as our popular 12-gallon, but 4 inches taller, so you end up with 15 gallons more of a traditional kind of cube. So in the store we have a lot of glass aquariums, and we clean them twice a week, so it's a good amount of scrubby dubby. It's a mix of large magnets like this, the one that he's using over there, the new Reef Casa prototype, and razor blades getting into the corners. And it takes about, I don't know, maybe 2 hours twice a week to do. We have this 6x3 tank, this 8x3, that 8x3, a 5x1.5 over here. Currently we're at the lowest amount of display tanks we've had in the store. We have the Laguna, my Laguna 24 set up over here, and then Kavina's Studio 12. And then we're going to set up 2 more over there, so it's going to be a little bit more cleaning. These 3 tanks right here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, et dan, 2, 3, however you want to say it. And then these ones probably take the most time. This is our invertebrate system where we house an array of different shrimp, like the sexy shrimp. Sometimes we'll even have macroalgae like this palm caulerpa that I'm absolutely in love with. It looks like a little underwater palm tree, and it's finally growing enough where we can offer some for sale. Blue porcelain crabs, all of the little fun critters and cleanup crew, urchins, snails. This one does take quite a bit of time because each bunker is individual. So we got to go in, scrub it, clean the algae out. So when I walk into another store, as you guys know here on the channel, we travel the world. And one of the first things that you're going to notice when you go into a shop is how clean it is. Is it cluttered? Does it smell funky? Algae in the tanks, stuff like that. And that's something that not just my eyes, because I'm a store owner, I think anyone immediately can notice or appreciate if it's really clean or if it is the opposite. And you know, I've shot a couple videos out there and I haven't even posted them. They were so bad. Sometimes I try my best to find something good to talk about, and there's just a handful that I've actually recorded and then deleted. I couldn't bring myself to upload it because you can just tell that the store owner has just let the place go, or maybe it was never anything to begin with. I don't mean to brag, but I'm kind of on top of my staff, and we're on top of each other. So one of the first things we do when we come in is check for coral health, check for things that are dead. I don't like the feeling of going into a store, I don't think anyone does, and seeing dead animals. You know, they do naturally perish. We had this guy jump last night, a little goby. Sometimes you go in, you just see sick, ailing, dying fish in the shop. It's an awful feeling. The last thing we do at the end of the day is we clean up. It's kind of like, I went to Montessori school in middle school. In the last 20 minutes of the day, this is the first time I'm talking about this. Maybe this is where this was subconsciously implanted into my life. But we would all have duties, all had like little chores, and somebody had to do something, and at the end of the day we all cleaned up the classroom together. I don't know if that's like a normal thing kids do today, but that's what we did at our Montessori school. Very similar here in the shop. Somebody puts away all the boxes so there's nothing left out. We kind of make a mess naturally throughout the day, and then we put everything away. We sweep the floor at the end of every shift. We plug in the iPad, we turn off the lights, we dry the sink, we put the towels away. I want the place spotless, and we're kind of like building those habits with the staff so they do it all the time. That's just regular upkeep and maintenance for us. And then when it comes to the tank, so today is a big cleaning day. We don't have a lot to ship, and there's always something for us to clean. If it's not the pumps where we're acid bathing them, they get covered in Coraline. Once a year we'll go and we'll shut down the whole tank and give the thing a proper clean. Again, we use muriatic acid downstairs in a special aquarium that we built, and it just melts the algae off of this stuff. Today we're cleaning racks. So this is a constant battle that I want to keep up with. Algae just is naturally going to grow. We try our best with cleanup crew and fish, but they can only eat so much. So we swap out these racks, and it is, I can't tell you what a satisfying feeling it is as a store owner to look at a perfectly clean black acrylic rack with not a crumb or drop of detritus or coralline algae or nothing. This one is maybe 2-3 days old, and then it starts to build up again, but it is so satisfying, and you get this beautiful contrast of the coral against the black acrylic. It just looks so nice. Okay, flow's coming on. I'm just going to walk over here real quick and turn off the flow on our trusty Apex. Love my Apex, been using it for a long time. Great unit. Also love Hydros, gotta say that. Hydros and Apex, get a controller, feed mode A, boom, all the flow goes off in the store, and the lights ramp up for about 20 minutes. We're pressing that button all the time, all day. What else is involved? Aptasia. Aptasia is a normal part of the hobby. You're never gonna keep a reef tank long term without getting it, in my opinion. And it's just something we manage. Sometimes there's more, sometimes there's less. So we just got some frags in from Australia, and they have a lot more than I'm used to seeing. So we go in every couple days, we grab our Aptasia X or F Aptasia. There's one right there. They're quite common. Oh, sorry, Blasto, what happened to you? I doubt that the Aptasia killed him, because he's not there, but he looks like he got stung. So we just go in with our Aptasia X, and that's, sometimes we have more, sometimes we have less. Sometimes we introduce a copper band into here. There's Bergia nudie branches. There's even, these I just ordered in for a customer. We don't sell any captive bred, wild fish. They are right there. Aptasia eating filefish. Sometimes I'll bring them in just for us because they do a great job of cleaning up Aptasia. Just another normal part of keeping the store. I hope you guys are finding this useful. Maybe someone out there is watching this thinking, you know, I would love to have a store like this one day. I always wanted to do a long-term video on what's involved. I'm going to give you one word of advice. If you're going to do this, I've never seen someone open a store like this and keep their current job. So many stores I've seen come and go all over the world. Here in Toronto, I would say turnover is probably one a year. We'll see one pop up and one closed down. And two of the biggest things that I see is, one is poor selection in a partner. They take on a partner and they were buddies before, and then they are enemies when they're done. So partnership, very difficult. Be careful who you pick, and it's not easy. Second is people keeping their day jobs. You can do it, but it can be very tricky. These things you really do have to commit to them. This becomes your job. This becomes your life. If you think you're going to open a store like this as a side hustle, you are going to be very disappointed very quickly, I would say. Anytime I've seen someone do that, you know, you keep a job as an engineer or whatever you do as a paramedic, but you think that someone else is going to run this, it just doesn't happen. Stocking the shelves, keeping everything dust-free, organizing. I'm a little bit OCD, so just doing like that literally takes way more time than you would expect. And also restocking the shelves. I like it when it looks full, it looks healthy, it looks like the store is doing well, we have capital to sit on inventory. It doesn't look good when you go into a shop and you see one. What are you doing with one? You know, it sells out, and then the next guy that comes in, it's a little bit of an art, stocking. Sometimes I wish I went to school for like chain supply management or something I would have used today instead of medicine, because that is not useful at all. Okay, let me show you the basement, because we have more glass to clean down here. We have our sump, and we have a couple farm tanks. So this one over here, another set of glass to clean, another set of glass to clean, another set of glass to clean, and two more over here. Every day we clean 4 skimmers. We get a good amount of gunk coming out of our bubble magus, our curve skimmers. That's our preferred brand out of all the ones out there. I'm using Curve 9 on every single tank here in the shop currently, and we get a good amount of gunk. Every day these are going to get clean. Every day the floss, we use floss instead of socks. We just toss this out every day. That's going to get clean in all our different systems. And then we do twice a week, we check that all of our dosing is working. So we go line by line and we check every single doser to make sure, okay, is that pumping? Is it dripping? Make sure the lines are not clogged and that our levels are full. There's a lot of manual work that goes on behind the scenes that you guys wouldn't typically see. If we're empty, we fill it up with our ESV. Soon we're going to switch to a toll. And then we have certain projects that I only do, which would be like this. Today, right before I'm leaving, I'm going to be fixing a leaking pipe. I don't know how or why it started. It's about 5 years old without a leak, and then all of a sudden it sprung a leak. So this fills up about halfway every day. We just emptied it, but it's a good amount of water that's coming out. So those are things that the staff will bring to my attention. Hey, we got a leaking pipe, something's wrong. And then I got to come in and use my plumbing skills, which are not the best, but I managed to plumb the entire store, so I do the best I can. These, I get them on Amazon. If you're ever looking for an inexpensive joint like this, I used to buy them at a plumbing store for 70, 80 bucks. Now I get them, I think, for 15 or 16, and they work pretty great. And then some PVC cement and some primer. And hopefully if I get another 5 years, that would be great. Who knows if I'll even be here in that time. What else is involved? Feeding the fish. It does take time to go each tank, defrost our frozen, feed them, inspect them, make sure everyone's good, check every pump. We have 63 pumps in the store. So we go, I think once a week or twice a week. I'd have to look at the board, but we literally just check, okay, this one's running, this one's running, this one's running, and then we go and clean all the drains. All the pumps are good. We want to make sure that the drains are never getting clogged with too much algae. Once a week we take a brush and each individual drain. I think we have about 30 of them in the store. Most important, before we even get into the cleaning, whenever we open the shop, what we do is a coral welfare check. So we go through the store and we're just checking for pieces that may be touching and stinging each other, corals that may have fallen off that are ready to glue, coral necrosis, anything that is something that the coral can't fix themselves. I think we owe it to them as, caretakers. They're living, and if they fall over, they can't right themselves. So it's really our responsibility, and that's the first thing we do before cleaning, before anything. And I always tell my staff, if it takes you less than 20 minutes, you haven't done it right. You're doing it too fast. And this is one thing that I really have to stay on top of them about, but they're getting quite good. This is it looks a little scary. This is just condensation I can't beat on some pipes. I've tried wrapping them. Oh, that's a good amount of water in there right now. It's just the nature of the beast. It's so humid in here. I've done this pipe wrap, as plumbers have suggested. They just sweat, and I don't want it dripping into our saltwater mixing tank here, which we recently changed. That was another big project. We had to clean it out. It was getting filthy a couple times a year. There's some big ones, like we'll drain a tank completely and just give it a scrub, take everything out. I've never once opened the plumbing. I know that the late Jake Adams said that I think it's once a year he would actually open up all the plumbing and clean inside because you get so much gunk, but I didn't use unions everywhere, so I wasn't able to do that. That was the acid I was talking about upstairs, where we clean our racks. We toss it in there with some muriatic. We buy it here at Canadian Tire. You can get it at any pool place. I think they use it for pools. Super strong and just melts coralline. It melts everything off. Wear gloves. It's not going to melt your skin, but it is a slight irritant. This gets cleaned, I would say, about once every 2 weeks. This is our fragging station. We'd like to wipe it all down. I've designed it in such a way so that when it gets wet, all we have to do is kind of lift this up a little bit, and then we can use the hose here to stretch over and literally just spray the whole thing down. It's all waterproof. This is something else I want to fix, is these doors on the bottom. They're getting kind of crusty. And I said it to one of the staff, and he said, March, what's the point? Nobody down here sees it. I'm like, that is the point. It's staying on top of things that nobody sees. We're doing it for us. It's just, I'm inspired by Tidal Gardens. When I go there, you don't see that. You don't see doors that are moldy and falling apart from water damage. Everything is pristine, and all the time, it's just part of it. It's staying on top of it, and it's exactly that. It's doing that. It's keeping things in order and clean and functioning, even when customers don't see it, even when it's only for us. I get the staff to take some, what do we use? Baking soda. It's up here, and clean the sink down maybe once every 2 months, and the entire back thing. It's just a constant thing. It's just staying on top of them. And same with me, they stay on top of me. March, you got to fix this. March, order this stuff in, and it's never ending. So I always tell my staff, if you got nothing to do, you're scratching your butts, you're sitting around, there's no orders to ship, there's no customers, there's always something to clean. It never ends. The algae never sleeps. If you've ever heard that saying with rust, like rust on the car, rust never sleeps. The algae never sleeps either. It's always coming. If you watched, this is what I would call the end of the video. You watched all the way to this point. I want to give you something. We'll give away a continuum scraper. So all you got to do is comment below. What do they comment, Carson? How are they going to win this scraper? I'll send it to you anywhere in the world. You'll be going to be entered to win if you just comment.
Owner Mark.
No. That's not it. Just comment below, and somewhere in the comment put scraper. And you will be entered to win this very useful scraper. You might say, hey March, I have it. I don't want that scraper. Well, I bet you don't have Vitalis marine pellets, so I'll send you that instead. How about that? Okay guys, I hope you had fun watching this video. We're going to get back to cleaning on this lovely Tuesday because it's quiet here in the shop, and I hope to see you back here on the next episode of Fragbox TV. Bye for now.